So, G, following your success last season in the FA Cup, obviously getting to Wembley, are you looking forward to maybe getting there again this season? Obviously, you've got to get past Man City first.
Well, yeah, I think we've got to take it, as it comes. Basically, chances like this don't come along very often. We're in a very blessed position to get to the FA Cup final, and if we get past Man City, which obviously it's going to be a tough ask, then we're going to find ourselves at Wembley again, and who knows, the birthday suit could return. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Life at Leeds with me, GWFM. We're on to a milestone today, and it's episode 50 of course, Life at Leeds. And, we've got a big game today, a big double-header. We've got the first leg of the semi-final of the League Cup, and then we've got a game against Chelsea, which is not going to be easy. But first of all, let's get into what's been happening. There's been a few things happen lately, some bits of news and some shocking performances as well, some really good performances. So let's have a look now. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at some of the results. And last time we were on the live com, we were against. Last time we were in a live com, we had Stoke City in the quarterfinals of the League Cup and Fulham, and we've jumped through quite a few games to get to the point now in the semi-final of the same competition. So following on from the Fulham game and the last live com, we went away to go to our last group game of the Europa League. We beat Celta Vigo 2-1, and a little closer to what you would probably have thought, but we were never really in danger as such. Got a bit nervous towards the end because it was 1-1, but it was just constant attack after attack from our point of view. And we carried on in the same vein when we returned back into the Premier League against Blackburn Rovers away from home at Ewood Park, and we destroyed them 7-1. Cheeky Nando's getting 4 goals, Kyle Watt getting a goal, and Zach Clough getting a brace as well. So that was very pleasing indeed. Then we had a game against Leicester, which we won 3-2. Jamie Vardy getting his customary goal against us. We were 2-0 up at half-time, and I pulled it back to 2-2. It was a bit nervy. Marcus Graf, though, coming on off the bench to get a late winner, which is, again, very pleasing. We then went away to Reading, the first of 3 away games in a row, and we won 2-0. Pretty comprehensive again. A bit nervous because it was 0-0 for a large period of the game, but we managed to get the breakthrough just after the hour mark, thanks to Marcus Graf and Prayer. Get another one just to round off the result, basically. Then we went to the Hawthorns, where we picked up a 4-2 win thanks to Christian Eriksen with 2 goals and Alexander Isaac with 2 goals. It was a pretty exciting game with Darren Fletcher getting sent off towards the back end. Then we went away to Vicarage Road, and 3-0 up after 25 minutes saw us with enough done to win the game. Thanks to Andrea Green, Harry Arter and Mateus Pereira, Penaranda with the consolation for Watford. Then the first of what seems to be a bit of a mini blip, and this was absolutely appalling. League One Portsmouth destroyed us at home 4-1 against a relatively strong side. In fact, probably 1 or 2 players otherwise. You'd say that. Let's have a look. Big Ken might have been replaced by Ongwene. He was actually suspended anyway, so I had no choice there. And Andrea Green, all been well because people have been out. Kyle Watt's been injured. I'll get into that shortly, and so has Eunice. And Andrea Green would have probably not started. Zach Clough might have been behind Alexander Isaac or Graf, and as it turned out, it was an absolutely shocking performance. Didn't help that Big Ken got sent off when we were 1-0 down, but we did get back into it with a penalty from Isaac, made it 1-1, and I'm thinking maybe we might be able to sneak this one, or at least at the very least second to replay, which I can't believe I was hoping for that, but it just seemed that every single attack that they had, it was definitely like an FM moment, believe it or not. They only had 4 highlights, and that was it, and it was enough to beat us. We had highlight after highlight. Their keeper was an absolute legend in goal for them, and the holders, i.e. ourselves, knocked out in the 3rd round. Shocking behaviour. Then probably the biggest game in this off-camera game stretch, if you like, because obviously we won 10 games in a row there, and it was all against, you would argue, weaker teams. Then we had this first real test, in my opinion. Apparently Portsmouth are one of the tests as well. That's what they think anyway. And we beat Manchester United 2-1 thanks to Praet and Graf getting goals. Marilla did put Man United 1-0 in front. I'm thinking, here we go. Surprise, surprise, Man United, best team in the game. They're top of the league. Still are now. We'll get into the table shortly. And yeah, it was a good performance all around. It was pretty even. I think they might have actually edged it in terms of chances, but we rode us luck a little bit, and it was enough to get us the 3 points. But start of another mini blip, and this is one thing I do want to ask in the comments actually, what actually happens and why it happens, because Norwich City, we went 1-0 up fairly early on. Norwich City acted the big hitters. They're 18th in the league at this point. And then they just got 2 goals, like 2 highlights again, got proper FM'd. 2 highlights, and they scored both of them. And then it just seemed to be like every time we had a chance we'd miss, or it'd be a team effort straight to keeper. And all of a sudden I'm looking at me manager shout-outs, and everyone's chuffing nervous. 8 out of the 11 players on the pitch were nervous. Why? It's Norwich City, it's not Manchester United or Chelsea, a rival. Or it's not like a chance to cement a position in the Champions League or anything like that. They're just nervous for no reason. I'm like, why are you nervous? I just didn't understand it, and we ended up losing 2-1. It was a shocking performance overall, and I let them know at the end of the game, which kind of might have backfired because of this result against Arsenal, who just absolutely destroyed us. Again, they probably had about 7 highlights, and they scored every single one. There was another fail of the chuffing of the week, which will be featuring on the Fail of the Week series later. Andre Green, appalling. JD Silva, appalling. Frowny, 5.9 as well. I did rest a couple players, but the players that have played against Arsenal last season and done a job, like Frowny and Andre Green, I'm pretty sure he has, and just everyone just played shocking. Absolutely appalling, and I was absolutely gutted with this result, and it does bring us into today's game against Manchester City, who have obviously beaten us already at home 4-2. We've got 2 legs against them. I won't be doing both the legs this time because there is an international break, I believe, somewhere in between. I might be incorrect on that assumption, but it's still a long time away. So what we're going to do is just let you know a bit of transfer activity that's happened. There's not been any outs, but there has been one in. And you may have actually seen him. It is, of course, Lewis Cook. Brought him back from Bournemouth. It's cost us a lot of money, granted, and he is only 2.5-star ability, but apparently the scout said 3-star. So I thought, well, he's probably on a par with others, and he's only going to get better. He's actually got 1 English cap, which is very handy. And I just thought it covers both, roles perfectly, in my opinion. A few people have said to continue on the Twitch stream next season if we get the Champions League, because at the minute, and like I said, I kind of thinking of that as well, we are now in 5th place. We were 3rd at one point, which is very surprising, but then we've lost the last 2, and maybe that was why they were nervous. But why? It's not the end of the season. There's a long way to go. But as you can see, we're still, albeit we've played a game more than most of them, we are still only 3 points off 3rd and 4 points off 2nd. So all being well, we could be in the discussion and hopefully snatch that Champions League spot. And yeah, hopefully we'll be laughing. In other news, we've got Anderlecht. We've already played Anderlecht in the knockout round last season, so it's going to be a bit similar. They don't have Tielemans because he's now at Manchester United, I believe. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out, and I do apologise if it was a bit fuzzy over here somewhere. I'm a little bit close to the camera, it seems. So, anyway, all that jibber jabber gone, let's have a gander at today's lineup. So despite the 6-0 drubbing, I've had to keep 1 or 2 players in the side. Like Ongwene have played, he was the best of the 2 defenders with the 6.4, which is shocking. But Rajkovic keeps his place in goal with Campos at right back, Gea at left back with Ongwene and Big Ken in the middle of defence. We've got Lerma alongside Father Gabriel in the middle of the park. We've got Ericsson on the left, Mateus Pereira on the right, Isaac and Graf up top. Graf does seem to do quite well. We did very well against Manchester United, so I'm hoping for a similar sort of reaction. Today's game is brought to you live from the Etihad Stadium. It's Manchester City FC against Leeds United FC. So last time out we did get beat, but I'm going to avoid that this time because we are massive underdogs because Man City are at home really, and we just got beat 6-0. So it's kind of obvious that that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to say that. A few players are relaxed. I'm going to calmly give a bit of faith as well, and hopefully we can get the morale up somewhat, because obviously if morale is shocking, then you're not likely to do well, because players breed on confidence, and if that's the correct saying. I'm pretty sure it is. But hopefully we can at least get a performance. Ideally, something like a draw will be I'd take at the beginning of this this leg. But we're not going to do anything with passes like that. Right, Father Gabriel has a chance. He finds Isaac fit, plays it through for Gaia. Oh, it's blocked. Just saying they've got Eggestein, who is not on the ball. Gabriel Jesus did the damage against us last time. But they've got Eggestein, who I believe is the player with the highest potential ability at the start of the game. I know it might only be in the vanilla stage before the update, which is what we're on. So, right, Mankio, former Man Syndrome. It's coming in now. Gabriel Jesus. He's got past a few players, and Rajkovic actually makes a save. Right, pulled hamstring apparently, but yeah, he's playing on. If you had a pull hamstring, there's no way that you would be playing on. Jefferson. You hear me? So you're going to be coming off in a minute. I'm just going to see how this... I don't even need to look. I knew it was going to be a goal as soon as that happened. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. It was a poor header. It skipped for some reason. Like an Ollie Murs song. Just devastating. It always seems to happen to us as well. It doesn't happen to the opposition anywhere near as much. It's just appalling. Here's that man with the pulled hamstring who would not be playing on. No way at all. Graf finds Campos. Is this an instant reply? Whipper in, son. He does. It's cleared away, sort of. Nitcham gets it away, and then Anazi gets it all the way to Gabriel Jesus. Now Eggestein, who is not the quickest, but he's, well, they don't need to be when they're playing it like that. But Rajkovic made a save again. What's going on? What is going on? Graf loses that to Otamendi once again. Eggestein brings it down with his chest. I'm pretty sure that morphed through the back of him, but anyway. And he's got it again. Comes in field. He's going to score. Is it? No, Rajkovic is on form. He's on fire. What's going on? Diving save. One for the cameras. Father Gabriel, looking for options. Finds Ericsson. Just passes it straight to Nitcham's feet. No reason whatsoever. But anyway, Dembele now forward to Mitcham. And now it's played to Eggestein, who's on his own at the minute, but that seems to be all he needs at the minute as he morphs through and gets another shot away. Rajkovic makes another good save somehow. Campos, looking for options. He does find Pereira, and it's Guetelerma, and again to Father Gabriel. It's coming forward now. Finds Graf, can he feed it through? He can. Isaac, can he get the shot away? He plays it to Pereira, he's gone force wide. It's... Oh, Ericsson at the back post, and somehow Lafont saved it, and it's gone to the post. So I'm quite pleased with that. That performance anyway. They've had a few little breaks and that. I'm just going to tell them that they're unlucky because obviously morale is still low and it seems to have got a lot of greenery. So now, and it will be low because they got absolutely like the biggest pacing of their lives off me after losing 6-0. That was just appalling. But now it's an instant highlight and Isaac has it in the middle of the park, plays it over the top for Graf. Graf's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Come on, mate. What I gotta do to score a goal? Because he saves it like this and it goes on to the bar. What? But anyway, here's Man City. I don't even know what I was saying, but yeah, Man City will do. They're going to cross it in now and they're going to score near post. No, they're not. Apparently, Father Gabriel's going to get in the way and clear it to Graf. Delightful ball, first time. Well, not first time, but an early ball to Mateus Pereira. Ericsson now's got forward in support, whips it in, and this doesn't going to score near post. Come on, 1-1. Cheeky calm, concentrate. Words of Loki Doki. But away, concentrate. There we go. Well done. Yeah, played wide to Ericsson. Ericsson's been, a bit of a. He's gone quietly in the background. He's played either centre midfield or wide left, and he's done a job. So, I'm bringing off Jefferson Lerma mainly because he's injured. Harry Hart's going to come on and replace him in that ball-winning midfield role. And then Cheeky Nando's against his former team is going to replace Graf, who's just basically been turd. So, nothing has happened since the last change. I'm going to bring on Anthony Green for Father Gabriel, just because he's tired. So, there's not been a single highlight, apart from the fact that Green picked up a chest injury. That should be it. So, I'm pleased with this result. 1-1 away from home in your first leg. Take it back to Ellen Road. Who knows what's going to happen? So I'm going to tell them that was a good comeback, and hopefully get some greener. Again, focus on the morale, and hopefully, we're in a decent position now. Let's just say that. Hopefully, we can get through to the final, and we've had some shocking results, but if we can at least win a cup, at least it makes it a bit bearable. But we'll have to wait and see. But onward now to the Chelsea game. Right. Welcome back, and we are about to start the game against Chelsea. And the team lineup is going to be Rajkovic in goal. We've got Campos on the right, Gea on the left, and then we've got Nguyen and Veltman in central defence. Big Ken apparently needed to be rested. Didn't think he played that many games. Only played 21. You know, Rajkovic has played 33, so that tells you how many games there's been. So plenty of rests, but never mind. Arter and Cook. Cook, first time you've seen Cook today. Playing as central midfielder alongside Arter. We've got Green on the left, Pereira on the right, with Graf and Cheeky Nando's playing up top together. I think for the first time in this combination, with Nando's on the right and Graf on the left side of up front. Let's see how we get on. Today's game is brought to you live from Ellen Road. It's Leeds United FC against Chelsea FC. Right, so this is a game for the fans, basically, so that's what we're going to go for, and hopefully you should get a bit of reaction. We've got a bit of reaction, and I'm going to passionately give him faith. Why not? It's all about the passion, isn't it, really? I've got a bit more greenery, so come on, boys, let's kick some ass. It's you know, Chelsea bastards, so come on. The big money spenders, but said that we're spending shitloads of money now, aren't we? Just spent like 40 million. Oh, and he was up like 16 million of the transfer budget. Had 15 point odd. Had to do a bit of a budget adjustment, but we managed to get in Lewis Cook. Right, early-ish highlight. Yep, early highlight. It's only 4 minutes in, 5 minutes in. Cheeky Nando's has won it. Cook driving forward. Oh, what a ball that is to Green, and Green's put it over the bar. Right, corner for Leeds. Pereira whips it in. It's deep towards Lewis Cook. He's not the tallest, but he's been fouled by Christiansen. I'm calling him after the Leeds manager. And we've got a penalty early on. It looks like it's Cheeky Nando's. I think it's going to take it. I thought he saved it then. We said it would be good value for his lead. And there it is, Nando's with the penalty. Courtois maybe should have saved it. Let's have a look at it here. Places it. Gets a hand to it. And it's just like gone through him like papier-mâché, which apparently I've got a thing for. Instant highlight though, which always concerns me, especially after we scored a goal. Because it could be that it's an instant reply from Chelsea as they start, obviously, with the ball. But Campos makes a great clearance, and Graf is 1-1 with the keeper. Should make it 2. He does. It's 2-0. Come on. Come on, lads. 2-0. 2 goals. It's basically like a minute. Campos with, I don't know if it was a pass or just a clearance. But what a clearance it was as well. Left-footed as well. Right into the path of Graf. And that was, you know, my poet don't even know it, as the saying goes. And he just toe punts it into the bottom right-hand corner. Get in. Right, another highlight, 20 minutes or so into the game, and Campos has done well there to win the head, and Pereira chips it over with his toenail, and Graf's... Oh, is it another 3-0? It's the first time I've used Graf as a false 9, this. I might have to use him again. But yeah, he's just exceptional as this Graf guy. Honestly, he's just ridiculous. He's improving, like I said at the beginning of the season when I signed him. Was worth a lot, well, cost a lot of money for a youngster, and why am I saying youth? But he's just class. Right, another highlight. It's a free kick. It's only about a minute or so gone. And this looks like it could be 2-1 because Memphis Depay has got like a lot of options. He's going to go himself. He's been forced wide. It's good defending, to be fair. But then Geraldo's heads it against the bar. Scores past Rajkovic, and it's 3-1 all of a sudden. And he doesn't even look big enough to fit in that circle. So I'm pretty sure he's not big enough to reach this ball to head it in. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's see what happened here. Jumped up. Whoa. And it ended up going in. So after all that drama, there was nothing happened after that. So I'm just going to say it. Don't let your performance levels drop. Everyone is motivated and focused, apart from this guy, which, rightly so, he just had an absolute blinder. But I say rightly so. I don't understand why they say that. You know, doesn't matter that he's got an 8.7. He still needs to remain focused. Because it can all get undone. We'll have to wait and see, though. But that's a foul. Right, it's a corner for Chelsea. Geraldo's just whipping in. Martinez unmarked. It seemed like he was anyway. And it's 3-2. And what have I just said? You know, focus, do it all. And all that. If anyone remembers that shot, probably not. It might have only been a local one. But yeah, Martinez with the header. Rajkovic somehow, I'm pretty sure it was going over. He's basically somehow parried it upwards. As though he's going to parry it upwards. And it's gone down. So for me, it could be potentially a fail. I'll have another look at that later. Right, Campos has a throw in the Chelsea half. He throws it straight to Christensen. And now Kante has lost it, but Cook's played in Graf. Should be, 4-2 and a hat-trick for Graf. Fantastic. The crowd is silent even though we're at home. We've just scored a goal. That's what I can hear. And, yeah, whatever. But, yeah, what a ball from Cook here. First time as well. Just dinked it through. And really, maybe Courtois could have done better, but he's megged him. Megs! As most of the youngsters do these days when they play football. But yeah, Gaya comes away with the ball eventually, and that's Andre Green. Squares it to Arter. Worth mentioning at this point that Anthony Green he's out for about a week with that chest injury. It's cleared along towards Hajia. Campos wins the header again. Now it's Artis. Needs to square it. It does to Cook. First time ball to Graf. Nice little cheeky back heel to Cheeky Nando's. And that's Gaya. Can he whip it in? He's got options in the box. He does fine. Cheeky Nando's at the back post. I think it was a Graf header in truth that cushioned it down for him. And that's 5-2 and make it look very easy at the minute. But we nearly let it slip before. They go back to 3-2 after being 3-0 down. Gaya whips it across, yeah. Graf. I don't know if that took a deflection. I think it might have hit one of the Chelsea defenders, but I don't care. It's 5-2. That's a Lindelof on the right-hand side. Not really had much success down there, and he's giving it away to Cook now. Counter-attack, inbound. Graf finds Arter. Forward it goes to Cheeky Nando's. And then he finds Green on the left-hand side. He's coming field and finds Graf, who's very deep, and now he plays it to Prayer. Back to Arter. Patient build-up now. Cook finds Green. First time play here is exceptional. Courtois eventually makes a save against Graf. Nice bit of play there. For the moment, I'm just going to bring on Christian Eriksen for Prayer, just mainly because Prayer's a bit tired. Everyone else is playing quite well, and they're not really unfit as such, apart from the fullbacks, which that'll probably be my next change. So I'm just replacing both fullbacks, both for fitness reasons, and plus Gaya's got a yellow card, so hopefully we can just see this out now. Right, there's a highlight here. There's 10 minutes or so to go. Graf has it. Just outside the area, finds Green. He switches to the right-hand side. Comes in field. Have a go, son. He does it straight at Courtois. Bit of a shame. 6 clear-cut chances. I've just had a look now, and we've absolutely destroyed them on chances. Ridiculous how much we've just dominated them, really. Eriksen in now. Cheeky Nando's. Make it 6. Or don't. Green's picked up the loose ball. Chance hasn't quite gone yet. I think it probably has now. Chipped into Cheeky Nando's. It's cleared away by Lindelof. Go on, Cook, mate. Get a second debut goal or whatever. Well, we didn't really get a debut goal, but, you know, it's first time round. So that's probably going to be it here. Final highlight time. And, you know, to be fair, I mean, Graf and Cheeky Nando's have been absolutely class today. They've pretty much won us this game, like, double-handedly rather than single-handedly. De Silva is offside. That will probably be the last thing that happens in this game. Full-time whistle, inbound. Come on, Courtois. Don't even bother them, mate. Time waster. So that's fantastic. I've got to say passionately that I'm very happy because it is a rival game and it's a fantastic result. So let's have a look now and see who we're going to be facing up to in the next live com. Just to let you know that we are in 5th place now, courtesy of that victory against Chelsea. We are on level on points with them. They've got a slightly better goal difference. And in fact, I'm just going to have a quick look and see exactly what his goal difference is now. We've scored 68 goals, conceded 50. That's the downside. Only one team has conceded more than us. That is bottom of the league, Blackburn. Don't forget we scored 7 against them. But no one has come close to us on goals scored. So it's a very attacking tactic. It's just a case of defence we need to improve. But there's no one out there. No one in the market at the minute. So unless someone comes in with a really big bid for one of my existing defenders, there's no way I'm going to be replacing them with anyone else. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Let's have a look and see who we're playing. What I'm going to do as this season and of course the series comes to a close is I'm going to just do the one live com for this next game. I'm going to do the Man City game for the next one, the semi-final second leg, and then I'm going to come back for a double header of Euro knockout round. That's the one after. So the next two are going to be these basically two opponents. But yeah, so hopefully you can join us for that. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, why not go ahead and press that like button. If you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, don't forget to check out my other little series thing that I'm doing, which is the fail of the fortnight as it stands. It started off as fail of the month, but now it's going to be fail of the week after this next one. Because I've got loads of submissions and I've got loads more goals that have happened recently on my own save. So yeah, hopefully you can check that out as well. And yeah, hopefully you can join us for the next one. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye bye.